So there's a fellow that used to be an astronomer back on the surface, but the observatory won't give him the time of day. See what he's up to, would you? 43 succeed. You follow the old fellow around for a few days. He shuffles about the streets of fallen London, glancing hatefully at the cavern roof. One afternoon he goes to the observatory and harangues the closed gate until a hired ruffian appears in to chase him off. As lodgings an immaculate polished brass telescope peeks from an upstairs window at the starless, stony sky. The hacking reporter listens intensely to your tale. He's pleased with your work, but won't be drawn on what he intends to do with it. You can't imagine why the unexpurgated London Gazette would be interested. Is this one real? Place your bets. Investigate the investigator. Perhaps it's time you took a closer look at the hacking reporter. A cough like that is easy to follow. You might eavesdrop on his acquaintance and employer as well. Cough or no, this fellow knows the back streets of Spite like a footpad. He loses you in the fog. Except he doesn't, because we do it a second time. Except he doesn't, because we do it a third time. Except he doesn't, because we do it a fourth time. Are you shitting me? God, fifth time is not the charm. Everyone that tells you fifth time's the charm is fucking lying to you. My God. Sixth time also.
Oh my God.
Sixth time also not the charm. Come on, 7. All good things are 7. Yes.
Hey.
What's he up to? Nobody the unexpurgated London Gazette has heard of your hacking reporter. Neither has anyone at the other newspapers. The next day you follow him around town, but he does nothing more revealing than visit a snuff shop. Towards evening, as the gas lamps gleam from the wet cobbles of Blythenhale, he sits in a coffee house and writes a letter. He pays an urchin to deliver his message. As the child runs past, you see that he notes his address to B.V. These journalists are up to something. Neither the Cairn journalist nor the hacking reporter work for any newspaper. We can find out what they're up to or blackmail them. Well, I want to know what the fuck they're doing.
Absolutely.
It's likely not to be financially rewarding, but we must know. They both know the streets, but spycraft is good enough to ferret out their secrets. To hell with the money. Alright, we can either... Well, we can really only... We can measure twice, cut once. Or cut purse once. Still sink us.
Well, the other thing is only a 40% chance, and I feel like we failed enough 40%ers that will succeed if we pick it.
Alright, that's good logic. That's how probability works. If you constantly fail a coin flip, each time it gets likelier that you'll succeed the next one.
Yeah.
At some point, like, it's gotta be 100%, right?
Yeah, oh absolutely, right? Like if you roll a d20 and none of your rolls are 20 for like 100 rolls, the next one will definitely be 20, guy. That's why when you're in a casino, you should never leave.
If you lust long enough, the next one's a guaranteed win, so you should go all in on 3 on the roulette.
I feel like we should not be giving out really bad advice on
God,
YouTube.
no one believes this, do they? No one's going to find this specific Let's Play be in a specifically vulnerable state, knowing very little about the world, and be like, you know what? Those guys seem like real bastions of integrity. I think they'll know how I should behave. I'm gonna go to the casino right now. This seems like a very, very unlikely scenario. If this does happen, either the person that does this or us should go to like the lottery or the casino, because clearly this unlikely happenstance means another unlikely happenstance will in fact happen.
I mean, the odds are so low that our luck is basically a 100.
Yes, if this specific scenario happens, we are so lucky that we'll win the lottery the next time we play.
Oh, please let this happen. I'm so excited. Let's ruin someone's life.
Alright, more importantly, though, if this fails, all of our hopes and dreams are crushed. And we'll never be an authority on anything again.
That is very, very true. But hey, I'm willing to roll the dice here.
You found out that the Cameron journalist and the Hacken reporter meet once a month at a bare knuckle fight. Just how stealthy are you? Well, we don't know anything, Shadow.
Fuck.
We physically don't know what we're talking about. We're the dumbest idiots. We failed high school. What is math? What's 1 + 1? I literally don't know.
No one knows.
Math and science is still trying to figure it out.
They're all social constructs anyway, you know? 1 + 1 is whatever you want it to be.
The Cameron journalist and the hacking reporter aren't here for the blood and sawdust. They're here because the noise makes it impossible to eavesdrop on the conversation. At one point, the pair of them wave cheerily at you. They won't meet here again, the trail is cold. Still, you've won a little something on the fights. Well, we gotta kind of keep trying. Oh no, we gotta do a 42% chance, and then a 40% chance in a row. Oh, this is impossible. We're already failing this again. Oh no, we're going down to 4. Oh no, we're going down the same route again. Oh, fucking hell. Well, we've succeeded now, but we've run out of actions.
Okay, in my defense, we lost like 10 40%ers in this one episode. That is very statistically unlikely.
Shadow, what you have to understand, and once again it is proven, when it comes to virtual dice rolls, I am incredibly unlucky. As a general rule.
You know, if you told me before this that you were very unlucky, I wouldn't have believed you. But in this 120-minute clip, we have lost a 90% chance, and we've lost like 10 40%ers. Like ridiculous amounts of 40%ers.
No one ever believes me when I say this, and then they play virtual dice enough with me, and eventually they're like, yeah, no, you're right.
We out of actions, right?
We're out of actions, but we can just talk for it. I can have a shitty tale of my online role experience.
I would love to hear a tale from your online D&D sessions.
So here's something that happened twice to me. I played D&D, and you know, you roll dice and stuff happens. And in the beautiful game of D&D, that's definitely the best system, and you should never try to play another system. You should just hack the system so it fits what you're trying to play. That's how that works. Anyway, and you can roll a natural 20, which is the best outcome, or you can roll a natural 1, which is the worst outcome. And there's a thing called advantage, which is you roll twice and you take the higher number.
Yep.
Something that's happened to me twice within the same campaign, within just a few weeks of each other, is that I have advantage, and I roll them dice, baby! 2 virtual dice at once, and they're both a 1.
Oh my god.
One time was so bad that the immediate next roll was also a 1.
Wow. So rolling 2 dice and it both being 1, that's 1 in 400. And that happened to you twice?
It happened to me twice. And once was at the next one also being a 1, which is then a 1 in 8,000 chance.
Oh, that's so bad. Luke, we're gonna play Baldur's Gate and we're not gonna get past the tutorial area. You're gonna die.
You know how people in like Divinity and XCOM always are like, oh, I fucking missed the 95% chance again. This is so unfair. Even though it's like they've missed it twice out of like 10 attempts, which is like not that unlikely.
Yeah.
This is me in Divinity when every single attack had a 95% chance, and I constantly missed anyway. Remember that? I probably.
Yep. Yeah, I do.
Like, it's not, these aren't isolated incidents. They consistently always happen.
I think XCOM's design is so brutal, right? Because like when your guy dies, he is dead forever. I think it hurts so much more in XCOM to like miss a 90% chance.
But what I'm saying is that if the average person complains about their luck, they're probably, it's just a thing of the human experience. They don't understand that the way that probability doesn't feel fair even if it's fully fair. If I complain about probability, it's because some fucking bullshit is happening. That is so statistically unlikely that I might as well be fucked.
Well, in maths it's called the law of large numbers. And that is basically if you're rolling a dice, the more you roll it, eventually more stuff that seems really improbable is going to happen to you. And given that is it the leader of Swiss RPG, or you're
I'm not
the organizer?
the leader. I'm one of the main organizers.
You're one of the main organizers of an RPG group. You roll a lot of dice.
Well, actually, not anymore. Mostly I organize, and but I don't actually play a lot.
Oh, I assumed you were an organizer because you played a lot.
No, it's not how that works.
Is that not how... I assume that there was a kind of D&D hierarchy, and the people who played the most D&D got to kind of lead the group.
No, it's like tribal warfare, but for nerds. No, that's not how it works.
I assumed it was survival of the fittest.
Well, I mean, yes, but it's also if these unlikely things happen to you consistently, I feel like at some point you're allowed to say you have bad luck.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway, we have one more action. Let's go. That's what we're trying. That's what we're trying to do all along. All right. So here's the question for the next time: should we? Well, I mean, we're gonna continue to find out. Oh, that was the action. Oh, fucking hell. I was like, we should do the thing where we go back and get an advantage to then have a higher chance. But fuck me, never mind. It costs an action to make a decision whether or not we want to do the thing that we wanted to do last time. Fuck.
That's a relaxing thought. Hey, Luke, just imagine that you're a comedian in front of the Wembley Stadium. There's 1 million people here to see you. And if you fail, they're going to remember it forever.
Yes, that's a type of pressure we have with our Let's Play.
Okay, let me open up the Excel while we figure out...
Yeah, what were we doing? We were doing the journalist. The journalist, yes. Oh no, this is gonna. We have like 5 minutes here. we can literally do 5 minutes of content before we run out of actions again in this thing.
Real? You're joking. Well, we're not doing the journalist today.
Well, what we could do is go to the previous step of the story to earn an advantage to then use here.
Okay.
Because then what we do need to do is to redo...
Oh yeah, we could catch the cat. I don't know what the cat does. Catching the cat actually does for us.
I don't know either. If you catch the right one, it'll tell you a secret, but it's bad luck to hurt them, and it's damningly hard to sneak up on a cat.
You say damn hard. We have 100% of chance of catching a tabby cat.
And so we did. This has given us some hints. This is not really what we wanted.
Try to catch the ginger cat.
I'll catch a ginger cat. This is not what we want. This just gives us...
No.
Stuff.
Just filler.
I'll
mark it as...
Back to the journalist. We wanted to know... Journalist... This wasn't the one. This is. I don't think this was the one that we needed this for. Journalist. Oh, maybe that was the check that we were failed on, and now it just did it. Maybe. Oops.
Oh.
Midnight at the Drowning Moon. A toothy footpad recognizes you and raises his glass. To the cheery man. London's rogues make their toast to one of several underworld luminaries. How do you answer? What? A toothy footpad? Shadow, if I told you, hey, this toothy footpad wanted to see you, what in your mind, what would he picture?
I would picture a man called Toothy Footpad. Like, I imagine it's a Cockney nickname.
But what does this man look like?
I imagine he has exactly one tooth.
Yeah, what else?
I imagine he has giant feet, and he's in open-toe shoes, and his toes are not great.
Alright.
Like, they've been through war.
Well, this guy recognized us.
Okay. Oh, good.
So, how do we answer? Also, what is this? Why are we followed a journalist? How are we here now?
Well, I feel like we've definitely in a different pub, right? Because someone's making a toast to the cheery man, who I assume is a villain of this world.
I have no idea. So how do we answer? We can also say to the cheery man. It's alright, yeah, he's grim, vicious, remorseless, but he's a man of the world. Or sorry, the man of his word. We can go to the gracious video, as cold as the river, as old as the forgotten quarter. Her heart is pickled in secrets. We can say to the Topsy King, his court is high and threadbare, but his tastes are cultivated. He does not care for coin, or he could say our own name.
So I think there's one objectively wrong answer, and it's to say your own name.
So that's what we're doing?
Well, can you imagine we're in a pub with a group of friends, and I go to the Queen, and you go to lukeshadow.
You would fucking love that. You'd think that was great.
You know what? I would kind of respect the arrogance of it. I would. It is kind of insane, though.
You'd say to the Queen. I'd say fuck that bitch to me.
Actually, yeah, I would love that. I retract it. There's only one right answer, and it's to your own name.
To me! The footpad chokes on his drink. Pride goeth before destruction, he wheezes, and in haughty spirit before a fall. Avoiding your gaze, he shuffles his stool to the far end of the bar. Perhaps he hopes that will be far enough to avoid whatever retribution will be flung down on you. You finish your drink. The cheer man, the waiter, the Topsy King, they don't permit ours at their conclaves, but they're just going to have to make room. I'm no longer. How is my suspicion quality gone? I'm no longer suspicious because I am sure of myself. Actually, that does kind of make sense. If you just drive somewhere in with enough confidence, no one will suspect you. It's like put on a high-vis vest, right, and walk into any venue, and it's just like, that dude definitely needs to be here.
That's true. I feel like the high-vis vest would automatically rule you out as a spy. Because there's no spy in the world that would go into an undercover mission wearing a high-vis vest.
And then you like carry a stepladder with you as well. And it's like, maintenance. Someone's doing maintenance. And
there is. Yeah, go on.
You're just carrying that in like a big open field. Like you're walking towards the farmer's land through his wheat field with a high-vis vest and a little stepladder, and the farmer on his tractor is just like, maintenance. That dude's doing maintenance in my field. Yep. Came here to change the light bulbs, of course.
Well, I feel like it depends on the scenario, right? Like, if you were in like a train station, I don't think anyone would think twice about it.
No.
If you were in someone's like pub, people would go, "What the fuck is that guy doing with a stepladder?"
I definitely, yeah. There's tons of videos of people just getting into venues, but just pretending that they belong. It's great. It's good stuff. So,
Well, I
makes
was gonna
perfect
say,
sense.
I think there's a YouTuber. All he does is find out where films are being filmed. Him and his friend will wear, like, a black t-shirt with normal jeans. They will carry a ladder, and they'll just walk through, sets. They'll just go. Which
Yeah,
I think is
see?
such
A
a cool
ladder.
idea.
You gotta have a ladder. The
Yeah,
ladder is
it's
the
weird that
key
they-
part.
It's weird that you intuitively knew that ladder was like the key to all of this, right? That just carrying a ladder. What is it about a ladder,
Once you
Luke?
have a ladder, you can reach a higher standing of purpose.
Do you mean like metaphorically, or do you mean
Physically.
literally?
I mean, literally on the ladder, you're above everyone else.
I mean, I can't argue with that, dude. You are physically higher than everyone else.
Alright, onwards. Weren't we... Where did the guy go? Where did the journalist go?
Wait, yeah, where the hell is the journalist?
Where was the journalist? Wasn't he? We were in Spite.
Oh.
We didn't change where we are.
Yeah.
Where's
No,
the
it's in Spite.
Where's the journalist?
Maybe go to the alleys of Spite? I've written that down as filler. But I've written
No, this
it
is
above
this is where we
journalist.
can get
Oh.
the cats. We can do courier's work. We can intercept the courier.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea.
We can do opportunism. Home to Spite, home to silk weavers and pickpockets, shoe sellers and butchers. Here a person of enterprise could make a pretty profit at the cost of only their scruples. Like so we'll become a billionaire then.
Become a bit. This is your billion-dollar scheme.
Yeah. Once you swallow your morals, you can become a billionaire.
I mean, that there's probably some truth there. Like, it feels like to be like successful in business, you need to work hard. But to be a billionaire, you need to be willing to exploit an ungodly amount of people and still sleep well at night.
Yeah. Christen check for a stuttering fence. Checks what you call a watch. Christening here means removing the identifying marks from it. You need to find a watch maker without too many scruples. Or we can assist the Fisher Kings, a feral orphan gang. Harangues you from the rooftops. What is this?
I am kind of
making your
curious to see
name-
what the feral gang of children
The
are. 'cause I
area
haven't
is the
actually
lower
looked at that.
stairs where the kitchen stuff go in and out. The area dive it's the art of sneaking in and finding where their valuables have left. Where's this goddamn journalist? Did I accidentally like click through the thing? I thought by going back was gonna have, every time we failed we had to redo like 5 bits. So I assumed if I clicked go back we'd have to redo the 5 bits. But then we just did it.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
shit.
thinking about this logically, right? Like, if this was the real world, there's only so many times you can try and sneak up on someone, and then you probably ruined it. Like, we probably beefed it.
If this is the truth, I might input a video here of a still image of the thing I clicked through, of me reading it. Someone at the ministry. You work your way around the ringside crowd, ending up behind the whispering journalists. Eavesdropping is difficult at a boxing match. The crowd roars at every uppercut and every gat of blood on the sawdust. The noise is enough to drown out a dozen intriguing whispers, but your ears are sharp and you piece some things together. Both the careworn journalist and the hacking reporter work for the Ministry of Public Decency, the body that oversees materials of a corrupting and dangerous nature. Someone inside the ministry is collecting stories of romance and obsession. They choke that their employer is a munificate and protrusive. You feel as if you've learned something important, but you couldn't say exactly what.